Hello, it's Reija and Tesla, and it's time for my Translateathon plus some extras reading wrap-up. So let's get started. I did not manage to read all that much during Translateathon. I don't know what got in the way. I wasn't super busy or anything. I completed 2 of the 5 reading challenges, which were to read a graphic novel and to read an LGBTQIA+ work. And I completed all the Instagram challenges. Now, that is a small success, so I'm quite happy. So, I will just quickly go through all the books that I read and some that I read on Monday after Translateathon, but since they are also translated works, I will be including them in this wrap-up. So first, I read the first 2 volumes of The Promised Neverland, and I enjoyed it so much that I actually went to the library and got the 3rd and 4th volume, and I read those as well. All in all, I really enjoyed reading the story. It was very smartly written. I enjoyed the twists and turns, and the characters were really interesting, and I can't wait to get my hands on the next volume. But I will be doing a separate recommendations video on manga very soon, and you might be able to hear more of my thoughts on that series then. Then I read My Brother's Husband by Gengoroh Tagame, and this is LGBTQI+ graphic novel, and it's an own voices work, so it is written and drawn by a gay man. And it is about acceptance, it is about grief and finding family and accepting that you have prejudices against people and working to get past them and working on to become a better person. And it is about the differences between children who are not born with prejudices and adults who have grown into them. And this was just a delightful read. I was super happy that I read it. I'm extremely pleased that I have my own copy. I felt that I related to a lot of the things in this when it comes to how my own parents have dealt with things and how my own parents have dealt with me being queer and how they have not dealt with it. And it was just a very pleasant and fun and sad read. It just got me tearing up at moments, and it was just so good. Highly recommend it. I gave this 4.5 stars. There were some moments where I was thinking that the dialogue was a bit too repetitive, but other than that, so good. And I actually would recommend this to any family members who might need to read something to kind of understand where you're coming from as a queer person. This is very good. And then I read this steaming pile of utter shit. This vomitous piece of drivel. This is Crow Girl by Erik Axel Sund. First of all, I will try to have the content warnings for this book scrolling past here, because this has so many that I can't utter all of them out. But let's be sure that if you are a police officer or a therapist, this book will trash on your chosen profession by showing utterly irredeemable and unprofessional characters who you are supposed to view as being very clever and professional, but, you know, the story does a very poor job of delivering that. This is a murder mystery written by... Oh, are you leaving? This is a murder mystery written by 2 men who have tried to write female point of view characters who come out as these kind of manic pixie dream girls who don't sound anything like any women I've ever met. They actually sound like poorly written cop characters in some old cop dramas like Matlock or Columbo. This was so bad. You know, Tesla has come to console me because the book is just utter shit. This might be the worst book I've read in all my adult life. The mystery is extremely poorly developed. Basically, the writers focus on these women and their petty rivalries and their poor love lives, and then they decide at the end, oh my god, we have this murder mystery that we needed to solve. Here, let us spoon feed you some information that we really didn't foreshadow at all at any place. Also, we have a fetish for everything shocking. Do you want to have some pedophiles? We have some pedophiles. Do you want to talk about rape? Yes! And did you know that we have an extreme fetish for genital mutilation, and we won't stop talking about it and mentioning it at every given time? I'll just put it down. Suffice to say that I gave this book 1 star. To be honest, I would have given it 0 stars, but you know, Goodreads doesn't work like that. I can't recommend it. It is extremely poorly written. It is disjointed. I wonder if these authors did any kind of outlining or talk to each other during the writing process, because you can so clearly see that it is written by 2 men, or 2 people, I should say, but also men, because the female characters. Moving on. Krogol was shit. Don't read it. Then on Monday, I read the first 2 volumes of The Assassination Classroom. I quite enjoyed it. I'm going to continue on with the series to see if I want to recommend it on a further video. I gave the volumes 4 and 3 stars respectively. I enjoyed the premise, which is about this teacher who is an kind of alien life form, and the students are trying to kill him and before he destroys the world. But he is also the best teacher they have ever had. And it was very fun. The only problems I had with it was the gratuitous amount of fan service. I did not enjoy that, so the second volume got docked a star because of that. But it's very funny and a refreshing read. And yeah, those were all the books and graphic novels that I read during Translateathon and the Monday after Translateathon. If you have read any of these books or comics, tell me in the comments, tell me your opinions on them, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye bye! Bye bye!